Welcome to FBB Forum. My name is David, and this podcast is dedicated to all the amazing muscle ladies. If you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe on both YouTube and Instagram. I'm very pleased to welcome the stunning new IFBB Pro women's physique competitor, Michelle Johnson, to the podcast. Michelle has had a very eventful December. She won double pro cards in women's physique and figure divisions at the NPC Nationals. And she also won the overall award in women's physique. And she just has an amazing look. And I think Michelle has a very bright future in the sport. Welcome, Michelle. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Now, you surprised me when we talked before recording. How long have you been involved in the sport now?
Only 9 months.
9 months. That's amazing. Wow. And congratulations, you got double pro cards and after competing for 9 months. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's been
I bet it's been quite a ride for you this year did you have a pro qualifier? Or I mean a national qualifier before the NPC Nationals?
yeah. In October, I did the Utah Classic in
Oh
Utah.
wow. That's so cool. Did you have an athletic or a sports background before you started in bodybuilding?
Well, I've been training for like 10 years. When I was younger, I did softball, I did karate, I did cheerleading, I did dance. I was very active.
Very cool. And how did you get started in bodybuilding, or who convinced you?
So I went through a heartbreak about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. And I just started going really, really hard at the gym. A couple months went by, and like all these people were just asking me, walking up to me and being like, "Are you training for a show? Like, are you in prep?" And after literally, no exaggeration, like 20 people asked me, I was like, I should probably start looking into this. And there was a trainer at the gym who came in. She goes, "Michelle, look at this show this past weekend. Look at all the winners." And my body was a lot more cut and bulked than every single girl who won. So I was like, I need to try this, because it's your own like fear that kind of steers you away from doing things. And I'm like, I just need to go for it and see what happens.
It really paid off. Yeah, you look terrific up on stage for sure.
Thank you.
Were you surprised to get the double pro card?
So they kind of line you up and you could see everyone who's in your class. Um, so for my figure class, I think there was one girl that was pretty close, but it all goes off of your height.
Oh
So I
yeah.
mean, competing against girls who were shorter than me, there was a lot more jacked women, but it literally is who's the same height as you.
Uh-huh.
Um, I got to see before I even went on stage who my competition was, and I think my conditioning kind of definitely helped me win.
Yeah, your conditioning was amazing. And
Yeah,
you have crazy abs too. Your abs are amazing.
thank you.
You're welcome. I was
I'm in
curious.
phase now, so we're probably going to lose the abs soon.
Oh, that's okay. You'll get them back though.
Absolutely.
I was curious if do you have a fitness role model when you first started in bodybuilding?
To be honest, I didn't like, people come up to me all the time and they ask me like, do you know so and so? Do you know this? Bodybuilding wasn't really a forever dream of mine. I kind of just did it because of the circumstances that I was going through. So it's not like I've been watching it for years, so I'm not going to sit on here and lie. However, the woman who takes the figure at Olympia, she is phenomenal. I am obsessed with the way that she moves, the way everything flows. Her shape is fierce, like she's on point. So if I had to choose one person, it would be her.
Oh, that's terrific. Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She is really amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the fitness women are in general are amazing. They do all the flips and the stretches and everything, and it, and sometimes injuries too, that they get injured sometimes as well.
Just at Olympia, it happened. I was there for it.
Oh yeah, were you at the Olympia this year?
Yeah.
I
The
was
one
saw it.
located her shoulder or something. She still won fifth place.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's really amazing. And then Missy had the knee injury too, and that was kind of awful to watch too. I was like, oh.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know. So for this next question, you're I know you just qualified and won your pro card, but was it kind of nerve-wracking for you to get up on the stage in a bikini for the first time?
So prior to doing the show, I started posing in my local gym, not in a bikini, but just like instead of going into a private room, I would do it in the middle of the gym just to get like my willies out. Um, it wasn't so much being in a bikini. I'm very like open with stuff like that. Like nakedness or anything doesn't bother me. It was standing right on those steps, getting ready to go out on stage when you don't know like how many seconds you got until they call your name. That like my stomach was like ready to fall out, like so nerve-wracking.
I bet it was. Yeah, I bet it was. And yeah, that was your first pro qualifier and you didn't know. Yeah, I did. You probably didn't even know what to expect per se, just being new to the sport.
Well, I definitely felt more confident than, even though there was a lot more competition there. Um, After I did the Utah show, like because I that was my first show in Utah. I never did it. I didn't know what to expect. So I kind of knew a little bit what to expect. So those nerves weren't as bad. It was more nerves like there was a lot more competition at this show.
Yeah,
This
that's
biggest
true.
national show in history.
Oh, I know. That was an amazing show and quite a big lineup too.
Yes.
One thing that amazed me was that the women's heavyweight bodybuilders, there were 17 women. I was like, what? I couldn't believe there were so many women in that division too. And but it was good
Hmm.
to see that many and a lot of good competitors there. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Um, so I was curious, what was your experience like in Texas? Did you have a great time there? And I bet it was kind of thrilling to get the pro cards.
Yeah, it was awesome. I went to a couple different gyms out there. They were incredible. This one called I think it's called Absolute Recon or something like that. The dopest gym I've ever been to in my life. Like it was incredible. They turned all the lights red and they got all kinds of stuff there. It was awesome.
Really
And then after the show, I went and ate food, got some smoked food, and that was incredible as well.
nice. Some barbecue?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Texas. You got some barbecue down there. That's awesome. Yeah. What do you mean by turning the lights red? Do they like turn down the regular lights and then the whole thing is
Yeah.
like bathed in
Right.
red?
Yep. Electric red.
Really? That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll have to look up that gym.
A local gym here in Bricktown, they actually put lighting just like that in their posing room. And I did a photo shoot there, and it's so dope. It's so nice.
Really? That's
It,
great. There's a photographer, Mike Yurkovic, who does photos and videos, and he does not just red light, but different color lights in the background with the women, and it's really amazing. He just does great job with silhouette and lighting, and yeah, he's really quite talented.
it's awesome.
Yeah. Um, Now I was curious, were you surprised by the win at Nationals or the two wins, or did you kind of feel in advance that you kind of brought that winning package? Did you feel confident in that way?
I definitely thought I did pretty well. I didn't know if I was going to win or not, but I was moved front and center. So like my coach is like, "That's a really good sign. I think you're first." So I kind of thought so. Like,
That's terrific. Yeah, that is a good sign when you get placed in the center like that.
mhm.
I thought during the pose down it was between you and Elaney, who is the lightweight winner, I believe. But it seemed like you guys were kind of battling it out for the overall, and y'all look great.
Oh my God, she is a package. That girl.
I know she is. She looks amazing, doesn't she?
She does, and she's an awesome person too. She took so many pictures for me and went out of her way to find out stuff for me. So she's awesome.
I want to interview her too. She seems really awesome. So yeah, that's great.
She's badass.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. I can tell. I was curious, do you prefer physique or figure? And or do you know where you want to make your pro debut?
So I kind of like physique better. I like the no heels. I like the routine. I'm not like in real life, like I do get girly, I dress up and stuff, but I'm not like a heel person. So I'm a lot more in my element for the physique.
That's
But
great.
on the other end of that, the physique with pro women are like monsters.
Yeah.
So that's a little scary. But um, if I work hard and I'm going to spend a good probably year growing, I'm up for the challenge.
That's terrific. God, you're gonna, yeah, I think you'll do great for your pro debut. And if you, how are you gonna show off the abs without doing the flex? So you gotta do the flex, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, and ditch them heels too. I mean, that just seems like it would be a pain to have to deal with the heels.
right. I'm like, oh, am I gonna break my ankle? Am I gonna trip on stage? You don't wear heels, you don't gotta worry about it.
Exactly. I
Mhm.
can't, it seems like it'd be tough to, like in the relaxed pose when you have to really flex your thighs while you're wearing the heels. It just seems like it would be really uncomfortable too.
Yeah, it's like you have to push down a different part of your foot for sure.
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah. It just seems like you're already uncomfortable, but you're like pushing harder. You're
Yep.
the straps into your foot, you know? It's like ouch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My
Now,
God,
say again.
so much goes into just bringing your best to stage. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Um, I was curious when you were signed up to do the divisions for nationals, did you kind of plan on doing one or the other, or did you plan on doing both?
Oh no, I was gonna do both.
Yeah. And did you do the both for the Utah Classic as well?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Oh, cool. Did you end up getting first in both of those?
Yes. And I got both overalls.
Oh, you did. Wow, terrific. Yeah, so that was a good base for you to start and get prepared for nationals, I bet.
Absolutely. It was incredible. Got
Great.
six.
That's awesome. Now, do you know where you'd like to make your pro debut or when? You mentioned maybe taking a year off.
Not yet. We're still reverse dieting. Right currently I'm on carbs and three meals. Um, so I think we're just gonna take a couple weeks, get back to the program, and then sit down and start talking about stuff like that.
Okay, terrific. We put on a good show down in Tampa, so you come down to Tampa.
Nice. Um, I'm thinking about going to the Arnold to watch,
Oh yeah, that would be a good show to see.
right?
Yeah. Although they've reduced the women's division, so I'm like, but it irritates me a bit, but
Did they?
yeah, they don't have women's physique or bodybuilding. And I don't think they have figure anymore either.
Really?
Yeah. And that's been for a couple of years now.
Told me that because I don't know if I'm going to travel to Ohio for that then.
Yeah, no, check that out. Seriously, it's kind of a shame. I'm as a fan, I was kind of irritated about it. So yeah.
So, what are the women doing? It's just going to be bikini and wellness,
They also have fitness too. So, but yeah, that took away with a lot of, I think what fans want to see, see some flexing and stuff. So yeah,
right?
kind of sad. So yeah, it's been that way for a couple of years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just warning you.
Yeah, I like seeing the women in bodybuilding and physique. It's just incredible. Like because now that I'm doing it, I know what goes into getting a body like that, and it's super impressive.
Oh, I know it is. It's such a lot of work and so much dedication too. It's pretty amazing. Now I was curious, do you have a prep coach?
Yes, I do.
Who are you working with?
Shane Hughley,
Oh, he's a good coach. Yeah.
he's amazing.
How long have you worked with him?
The whole time I'm in bodybuilding.
Oh, very good. Yeah. And how about do you have a posing coach too?
Yes, she's actually a IFBB Pro too. Her name is Nicole Sullivan.
That name sounds familiar. Oh, I do know who you're talking about. Oh, yeah, she's really great. Yeah.
Incredible. She's like one of those flawless, smooth, effortless flow type of girls.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, she is amazing. I don't think she
Yeah.
competed this year, did she?
No, she was also a two-show pro too. She's incredible,
Yeah, I hope she'll come back and compete again. She does look amazing.
right?
Yeah, very cool. And you had some good flow on stage, so she's obviously helping you um, with being confident up on stage and doing good posing routine.
Yeah, right before I went on stage in Utah, I got a message from her and she's like, "Girl, you go on that stage and you act like it's yours, own it and you slay it. Go get it, queen." And I love that she messaged me because I just went on there and I'm like, I just pretended like no one was watching me and I just did my thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's a really good motivational message too. And yeah, um, that's very cool. I was curious, what would you say is the most challenging aspect of prep for you?
Um, Probably the cardio.
Mm. Do you
Yeah, the
have
cardio.
a go-to cardio that you like to do?
Yeah, I like to sit on the bike.
Oh yeah, oh very cool.
Props to all the girls who do the Stairmaster. Those things are death.
Those are, yeah, they're very, really tough. The bike,
Yeah.
yeah. How much cardio do you do leading up to a show?
It really depends. So like right before my Utah show, I was up to I think like 110 minutes. This show he had me at I think like 100 minutes up until the last 3 days and then he upped it to 2 hours.
Oh wow. That's tough though. I bet. Yeah, that's tough work on the bike, I bet.
It's tough when you have no carbs in you.
I
So
bet.
you're like grasping for energy.
Yeah, feeling like death on the bike there, huh? Oh no. I was curious if you could give, I know you're relatively new to this, but any advice to rising pros who are looking for a good coach?
Oh, definitely my coach. He's the best.
What makes him a good coach though?
So he doesn't sugarcoat anything. He's straight to the point. Um, and he's strict and I like that. He wants his athletes to be their best, and to be their best, you have to enforce the best. Um, and I noticed like I met a lot of my teammates in person this weekend, and like all his clients are the same way. They're all conditioned very well. Um, I created an Instagram and I started following all these bodybuilders. And what I personally notice is a lot of them use things that my coach won't even go for, like the sauces, the additives, and all this extra stuff to make your food taste good. He likes to just keep it simple and right down to the basics. And I mean, he's got over 300 pro card wins, so I think it's working for him.
Yeah, he is. He's an excellent coach, and yeah, he's definitely had a lot of success with his athletes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I one thing I'll make sure to include his Instagram and also Nicole's down in the comments too, in case people want to look up and reach out to those coaches. So
Awesome.
yeah, I'll include that for you. No, that's great though, and
Incredible team. So like him and his wife. So like he'll be out on the stage rooting you on and everything. And the wife's like backstage. She's making sure that you're oiled properly, your bikini's glued on. Like they literally make the best team ever.
that's one thing I noticed that they do too is they do show up to the shows to help. You know what I mean? That a lot of the coaches are only online, I think, but to show up and help the team like that, I think that makes a huge difference, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
And I bet,
especially people who are just coming into the industry and they've never done it before. Like I don't even want to know what I would have felt like if he wasn't there cheering me on from the sidelines like you got this. I probably mentally would have crumbled. Like so I would never I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of competitors who do it, but I would always say hire a coach.
yes. And yeah, that makes sense. And It is. Yeah, I bet it was great having him there, especially with your first national show or your first pro qualifier like that.
Yeah, because I mean, most of these shows are out of the state. Everyone's family can't travel all the time, so just having someone there to support you and guide you, it's just incredible.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking the closest pro show for you probably would be New York Pro, and that technically is in New Jersey, I think. So, um,
Is
uh-huh.
oh, because all my family's been asking, they're like, when are you going to have a show in Jersey so we can come?
Oh yeah, I think it's Teaneck is the name of the town where they have it, but maybe you could compete there. That'd be cool.
So I've watched a show at that venue before. It's like an hour from me.
Oh really? That's not bad.
No,
It's a good show too. I've never been to it, but it's one of the top shows for sure. Um,
I'll
and
look
it
into
has
that.
women's bodybuilding and physique and like most of the women's divisions. So it has a really good lineup. So yeah, or at least go
Awesome,
as a spectator.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Now I saw.
Actually, that's what I want to do is go watch a couple pro shows prior.
Oh yeah. Oh, very good. Yeah, that would be good for you to see and see what they're like. And then you could speak with some of the competitors too in person, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do a little fangirl kind of thing.
Right. Oh my God. So cool. Like Sarah gave me my trophy. And I'm like, I like hugged her twice. I'm like, is this real life? I literally just watched this woman on Olympia stage 4 weeks ago. Like, this is so surreal.
She's so awesome too. I was pleased to see she got her crown back too. That was awesome.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah. And I noticed, yeah, exactly what you said about her giving you the trophy. I bet that was exciting to get to meet her.
Yeah, I didn't think someone like that was going to be like giving me my trophy. And so when they said we got a special surprise tonight, I was like, oh my God.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
I bet she's really sweet. She seems really cool.
she is.
Now, I noticed on Instagram that you have your own permanent makeup business, and I was curious, how long have you had this business? And I was curious if you've ever worked with any bodybuilders too.
So I've owned at that place for 3 years. No, I never worked on another bodybuilder. However, my posing coach, I'm about to do her grandmother's brows.
Oh, really? Oh, that's really cool. How long have you, or how did you get involved with doing this business?
So I was a hair colorist for 15 years prior. Um, at that point, I was in a relationship and I was the breadwinner. We were going to sit down and start trying to have a family, but I didn't want to give up my lifestyle that I created. So I'm like, well, what can I do where I can make more money and work less so I could be home with a baby? And I've always been fascinated by tattoos. And I seen this one girl who lives like an hour from me constantly posting like brows, and she inspired the hell out of me. Like, I was like, I need to go do this. And someone else told me a school to go to. I signed up and I'm like, let me just do it. And yeah, I completely switched careers 5 years ago.
That's so cool. Wow. Is that the brow thing? That's micro needling? Is that what they call that?
So microneedling is different. I do that. I do a service called BB Glow, which is microneedling of the face, where I inject serums and it depends what the customer's skin needs. Serums and a light tint, and you get all the microneedling benefits. However, most of my services are more like a semi-permanent tattoo, like eyebrows. I do areolas for cancer patients. I do scalps for people with alopecia or thinning hair, paramedical scar camouflage, stretch mark removal. Um, that's what I want to start doing more. So, if any bodybuilders are watching this, hit me up and we can give you a highly discounted stretch mark removal from growing those muscles.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good shout out too. Yeah, I've heard, well, especially when you're backstage, you don't really realize it till you see the women backstage, like the stretch marks that they get from bodybuilding and yeah, their muscle growth and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you microneedle a combination of, I put about like 8 different serums, and then I microneedle it into your stretch mark. It forces the body to have new trauma. And when new trauma is introduced, it forces your body to reheal in a nicer, flatter way. So if
Oh,
the
I see.
raised or the stretch marks are raised, it will flatten them out and it will start diminishing them.
Really? Oh, that's really cool. Wow. Huh, that's really neat. That's cool that you do that kind of work too.
Yeah, I love it. Making people feel good about themselves is, I'm all about it.
That's great. Yeah, that's awesome. And I bet with that was kind of similar with hair color, I bet too, but this is I know I could see where helping you could help bodybuilders more with this sort of thing with the stretch marks and such.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now I was curious, do your parents support your bodybuilding career? You know, they said you kind of just jumped into it this year where they're like, or did they
My
support you?
dad and my sister Rachel are a very big support system. The rest of my family doesn't really understand it and doesn't really support it too much. But I mean, this is my journey, so I don't expect everyone to follow it. But yeah, my dad and my sisters, they're like my number one fans. They're amazing.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they cheering section for you at the shows sometimes?
Yeah, my sister Rachel flew with me to every show so far.
Oh, that's terrific. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I don't know, maybe it take family a while to turn around too, I think. And I've talked with some folks about that, about their families, but I think having the family support makes a big difference too. So yeah, maybe get them turned around.
Yeah, I mean, bodybuilding definitely is a very selfish sport. You have to hone in on yourself. Like, for Thanksgiving, for example, a couple of my family members were mad at me because I didn't attend, but it was a week prior to my show, and I set out this goal for myself. And once I set a goal for myself, I followed it through. So there's no way I was going to do 9 months of prep and then a week before my show cheat on my diet. And then if I wouldn't have won, I would have been so upset with myself.
Yeah, I understand.
They
That's
didn't.
a lot of
And
temptation too with all that food.
oh yeah, I don't want to be around all that food. I love food.
I think that would be really hard to be, yeah, especially just the smells and stuff would be tough enough, I would think.
Yeah. Oh my God. Joe, I ate like 40 something cookies.
Oh, really? Wow. Wow, that's amazing. I would do the same thing if I were you.
I'm like, all right, just one more.
Oh man. Yeah, I bet it was good to have those cookies too. I was curious, where do you live in New Jersey and do you have kind of a supportive bodybuilding community there?
So I live in Little Lake Harbor. No, actually, ever since I started this journey, tons of people that I went to school with obsessively posting about me online in a negative way.
Hmm.
So most of my prep, I was actually traveling to bodybuilding gyms. Eventually, that tends to get expensive. I have a turbo SUV, so I'm back to my town gym here. Um, it's not that motivating, but it's convenient.
I hope that they celebrated you as the new pro though, or did they? No, or no?
Not my local gym, but my other gym that I went to did.
Really? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll maybe get those folks turned around too. They gotta support you.
Right. Well, the people who attend the gym, they are super awesome. They're like, oh my God, you're so inspiring. Thank you for coming here. Where'd you go when you disappeared? Everyone's like, we were looking for you. Um, but when I was trying to grow like quicker, I wanted to be around other people who are like me, like pushing real hard. Like, I don't know if you scoped my Instagram, but I do some off the wall, like I'll wear masks and just act like a nut. And at the gym down south, they don't even bat an eye. They're like, oh, so there's crazy Michelle. She's doing her shit again. Like I walked in on Friday the 13th with a Jason mask and a knife.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if I did that around here, people would be like, what is she doing?
Oh, really? Kick you out, maybe.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, I try to make things fun.
That's awesome though. I love that. Um, we're running a little low on time, so I'm just gonna ask you a couple more questions.
Mhm.
I was wondering, do you ever kind of find yourself to be the target of like fit shaming? Because I was kind of amazed that, you know, bodybuilders have to deal with that, but of course there's haters and trolls everywhere on social media and all over the world. But do you have that? Have you encountered that problem?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
The accusing me of doing things I'm not doing, posting straight lies. There's a girl in town who's like obsessed. She's like, I should probably just send her a number one fan care package because every time she sees me, she wants to post about me. She accused me of injecting my arms with synthol and all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, I have experienced it, but just like I got put in the newspaper this past week, and just like the lady put in there, like when people do stuff like that they're reflecting their insecurities right to you.
Hmm.
So I just got to pray for her. That's all.
Yeah. And there's the block button is your friend too. You block them.
Absolutely.
I just, yeah, I feel like sometimes bodybuilders get, um, I don't know, they just kind of get broken down after a while, just seeing so much negativity. And it just, I don't know. I think it's a shame as a fan that you guys have to kind of go through that.
Well, I feel like just with every successful person, like, can you imagine what J Lo and Kim Kardashian have to deal with? Like, it's a part of being in the public eye and becoming noticeable in public. Like, it's just part of the territory. The more
Mhm.
fame you get, the more hate there is.
Yeah, that's true. And now that you're a pro too, you might have to deal with more of that too.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as
Well,
you keep yourself grounded and focus, um, certain things might upset me here and there, but I never let any feeling stay. I'll start praying. I'll do like a cleansing bath or heal myself. Like you can't stay in that energy because it will
mhm.
just bring.
I agree with you on that. No, I think that's a good message too, for the folks listening here. So, since we're almost out of time, I was wondering, would you mind doing a quick flex? But I'll mute myself, say something, and then flex.
Yeah. So we're in growing stage right now.
Wow, you look fantastic, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Ew.
And I wish you the best on your future plans. Yeah, definitely curious to see where you make your pro debut for sure.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely reach out once I find out, and I'll let you know.
Okay, that'd be terrific. Yeah. And like I said, I'll get this posted relatively soon. So, but thank you so much for your time, Michelle, and best wishes for your future competitive career.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michelle. Take care.
You too. Bye.